Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Email me for pricing, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a watch launched in 2014 but seldom seen. This is the Glashütte Original Senator manual wind skeleton. It is all of those things the name implies. A timepiece best described as a 42mm rose gold vitrine for artwork. It is truly a masterpiece you can wear. Taking a quick look at the size, it's 42mm in diameter, still pretty slim at 9.8mm thick. 48.9 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip. There's a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. On my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see it's a fairly large watch, and I don't object to that because the bigger the watch, the bigger the movement. The bigger the movement, the more you see. So the watch is flat enough to fit underneath the cuff, but being as broad as it is, I'm going to recommend it for a wrist no smaller than 15 centimeters in circumference. The timepiece is handsome, graceful, beautifully refined, and well equipped with a large rectangular scale alligator leather strap, black semi-gloss with a monotone stitch and a folded edge on the top. You can see on the bottom, it is a black calfskin. It is a brand new strap. It's equipped with a full folding clasp, Glashütte Original branding externally, a combination of polish and satin in judicious blend. It gives you extra security against dropping your watch. Now, taking a look at the case, it's simple but strong, classically inspired. You can see it has the round profile and the rather slender, sculpturally separate lug profiles, the characteristic watches of the 60s and late 1950s. So it's got a vintage look to it, even if the size is quite large. We have a Glashütte Original branded crown, and then a shallow domed bezel with a little bit of a flange that abuts the sapphire. The outer dial is galvanized silver. You can see Roman numerals and a railroad track for reading the minutes. And then the center dial is one and the same as the caliber 49-18. So this is a manual wind movement that's 4.3 millimeters thick, but quite broad. And it's striking in that it's been entirely skeletonized and it has been engraved. People often confuse these two things. Skeletonization is the removing of the planes within the bridges and the base plate, and then engraving is the elaboration of the parts that remain. So you can see these are brass, but they've been beautifully rhodium plated to give them a silver white shine. It's a floral motif that's repeated in several different formats across the movement. You can see quite a bit of hand finishing went into this. We have the engraving on the tops of the bridges, and then you can see all of their edges feature mirrored anglage, so you have both. You have that lovely rounded chamfer. Now, taking a quick look at the keyless works, you can see across the tops, these components have been satinated. These parts are steel. And then on their edges, they've been mirror beveled. All of the screw heads on this side have been black polished. And then you can see that the barrel features a deep engraving that approximates a solarization treatment. We have satination across all of the wheels, and you can see nothing is hidden. You can see the keyless works in operation, and then when I set the watch, you can see the minute wheel and the minute wheel pinion driving the hour wheel, and of course the minute hand is mounted underneath all of that on the cannon pinion. You can see that the cannon pinion as well as the hand centers are black polished. There's a lovely leaf motif adjacent to the keyless works. We turn it all over, and you can see the reverse side of the caliber 49-18. So not much going on technically speaking. It's a beautiful movement that is a hand-wound descendant of a caliber first launched in 1996. So it's broad, beautiful, manual wind, 40-hour power reserve, pivots on 19 joules, and it beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. There are many different finishes on the reverse side. You can see some of the finishes are a little bit more fine and intricate. Some of them are larger and more detailed. As you can see, there's a leaf-like motif that graces the base plate. Taking a quick look, you can see that the ratchet wheel that sits atop the barrel has been triple solarized. Very impressive, but equally impressive, the teeth outboard have been polished, and that's true on all of the wheels adjacent to the ratchet wheel. The wheels and intermediate wheels used for transferring energy from the crown to the barrel. The click has been entirely black polished, and you can see on this reverse side we have both black polished screws, then we have these kiln fired oxidized blue screws. We have Pivot jewels set in golden chaton, a nod to the pocket watch era when Glashütte Original watches would have featured jewels set in chaton, which were then placed into bridges and plates and secured with screws. It's an old-fashioned way of making a movement. You can also see that the three-quarter bridge over the barrel in the drivetrain has been fully skeletonized and engraved. It's easy to miss, but there is a pocket watch style three-quarter bridge. The stud holder, the regulator, and the swan's neck fine adjustment mechanism have all been black polished with diamond paste, and it's very impressive. All of this is 30 meters water resistant. So reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this Glashütte Original Senator manual wind skeleton.